Yo, what's goody, family? Welcome to the Devil's Advocate with Anderson and Akron Watson, where we're making the best case for the guiltiest pleasure. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what she said. Wow. She wanted to be abstinent.
Damn!
Yeah, and we all ready to go.
I think that's a
Man,
sign,
ask
nigga.
anybody. There are no benefits to abstinence.
Yo, what's goody, family? Welcome to the Devil's Advocate with Anderson and Akron Watson, where we're making the best case for the guiltiest pleasure. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what she said.
Wow.
She wanted to be abstinent.
Damn!
Yeah, and we all ready to go.
I think that's a
Man,
sign,
ask
nigga.
anybody. There are no benefits to abstinence.
Yo, what's going on, good people of the world? You are here with the SiHK Brothers, Anderson, Akron Watson, and we're back for a Monday with the Devil's Advocate making the best cases for the guiltiest pleasures. Ak, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, dude. It's like I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
Ah, man, you just left this morning, man. How was that flight back?
Oh man, it was good. It was good. The mask regulations are stricter in LA apparently, so they wouldn't let me fly with just like my bandana. They were like, "Oh, let me give you a mask," and so I had to actually use one of our other masks. So I wasn't prepared.
Mm,
Yeah. But luck.
well,
No, I was just saying. Luckily, we had some other stuff that we could use.
yeah, man. I haven't worn a bandana as a mask in a while. You brave as hell.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess being in Dallas, it hasn't been. I haven't been too worried. Just like going to the grocery store, I'm not doing anything strenuous or crazy or anything like that. So
Hey,
I feel like I ain't got nothing to be worried about. I don't know, but now they got this new. They got a new wave, or not a new wave, but a new strand, a new like version of coronavirus that has kind of morphed, and so maybe masks don't help. I don't know, man. Like the whole world is going to shit.
I mean, it ain't all going to shit, man. We got some good stuff popping. I feel like what we talked about this weekend and what we've been talking about is all stuff for the new world. Whatever the new world is gonna look like, we
Fact,
are the new world wave.
fact, facts, yo. Like,
We the new world wave.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, especially having that experience in LA, being able to like randomly serendipitously avoid this snowstorm in Dallas,
That was crazy.
while getting to have like a 2 week retreat with
Mm-mm.
SiHK Brothers, working on music and actually getting on the
Hmm.
same page. and then hanging out with friends like Trig and Ophomia and like just all of the good energy, and then getting to make TikToks and like it just felt like good vibes, like yeah, like what you're saying is this is new age stuff, like we're experiencing a new age uh a new age vibe, new age aura.
Yeah, just the fact that we even are like managing to find joy, and to have community and like to feel safe in it, and it was like we were in a safe bubble, and when we would leave, it still felt like when we were hanging out, like we were still in like this sort of safe bubble, even though there's so much going on outside, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and it almost felt like to me, like I was telling you, like it felt to me like there was so much going on inside when I was alone, that when I got with my community, with my fam, and then more, and Trig and Fomius, like you said, started to come around, I started to feel like, oh, Akron, you forgot that it's okay. Like it was like you forgot that it's all right, and like, and it brought me back to life, man. Because even spending time by yourself right now, I feel like anybody who's spending a lot of time by themselves, like reach out to those folks. For me, it was like I had forgotten what it felt like to just feel okay.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I had
Mm.
forgot what it felt like to not be thinking about all my stuff and to actually be thinking about somebody else on a consistent basis. That,
Mm.
bruh,
Wow,
it's
that's
it's
interesting.
it's yeah, man. It's crazy. Like you said, it is crazy out there, but it makes it crazy inside. And so it was nice to like for my surroundings to change long enough for me to feel like, man, what happened in my home too, man. That was really nice to wake up and go out my kitchen and there'd be like, love and like friendship and like all that stuff just waiting for you when you wake up. It's like a long sleepover, man. That was
Right,
lit.
right.
But we got so much work done. So much work done. So
Yeah. Yeah, that was the cool
I'll
part
say that.
about it too, because it felt like a vacation, but also we're we're working, we're accomplishing things. We're not just sitting around, you know, getting into mischief. We're actually making stuff happen, and then we're taking breaks and chilling and having fun with it the whole time. That's the
Right.
key. Like we're enjoying ourselves as we're making art, and we're creating, and it's a beautiful thing,
So much so that I didn't even know what today's episode was about, y'all. Just for the
man.
record.
Yeah,
Just
man.
for the record.
Word. Yeah, we've been chatting about different
So many
ways to
things, yeah.
to run this, and how do we want to break up the segments and stuff. And I'm actually really interested in our followers, weighing in on, what the what segments are most exciting for you. What elements of the show are the biggest draw, or what things do you tend to tune in and like to hear us talk about, or kind of back away. Those things would be really important. Not to say we'll care, we won't take any of that into consideration, but
Uh
it's just good to know.
yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it, man, like this. Like, I'm not an expert at everything, but it feels that way. It feels like I should be in this scenario. I feel really responsible for what people hear come out of my mouth, and even in joking moments, I'm realizing that, like, ah, man, when you send me those clips, it was clear that like those moments can become really weird out of context. and so and so I gotta really kind of like not even just reel it in, yes, reel it in, but also just keep in mind that like I am responsible for what I'm saying. And I'm always responsible for what I'm saying. But it's like, I guess because it's you, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like I'm just joking and kicking it. If it were, anybody else, if it was somebody I didn't know, I'd be on my A game because they'd be like, oh shoot, I don't want to disappoint such and such. It's like, man, it's just Ace. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like, I gotta
Well,
make sure. I gotta make, yeah.
that's the cool part though about this show. that we kind of get to be candid. We get to be raw, real, because it's just it's just us talking to each other, and 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 although it's a live conversation, and we both know that we're talking to thousands of fans and people that are watching and listening. um it still just feels like okay, like we can just be okay, like how it felt this week, these past 2 weeks,
Mm,
just like
mm,
we could just talk, man. Like nobody's gonna judge you, and we're not, and yeah, I hope I don't get judged, and it just feels that feels great to me, man. And like a an amazing byproduct of this pandemic for me has been getting to talk to all of my guy friends more and actually foster
mm,
my male relationships, um, because there's that weird okay, so there's a weird stigma when it comes to guys hanging out with guys that's not there with women, because if you hang around with somebody long enough, becoming intimate with them almost seems like a necessity, right? Like it's like you
mm,
hang around with somebody, you feel a need to just bridge the gap and become close to them, physically.
mm,
and
mm,
and with a woman, that's fine, like, or with, for men and women together, that's fine, and even for women and women, a lot of times that's fine, but for men and men, um together, it becomes like, how far is too far for us to become intimate friends. and
mm.
and so we don't because in pre-quarantine, pandemic, we wouldn't really spend time with each other because we wouldn't want things to get too intimate, right? Like too close. But now,
Mm.
because of quarantine, we're only FaceTiming, right? Like we are talking the same amount or even more, but now
Mm.
because we're allowing ourselves to just talk to each other without fear of things becoming too intimate, right? Physically,
Mm.
then I feel like there's more room to foster a positive relationship.
That's interesting, man. You know what that makes me think about is like other countries when you see how close Italian men are with their friends, or
Mm,
like how close there 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 there's so many examples in like films when you see I'm trying to think of, I don't want to say the wrong country because it's really specific to like Afghanistan,
mm,
Afghani story people, but just
mm,
in other countries, it's or even just like other cultures, other men are just more jovial and joyful with each other.
mhm,
They are,
mhm.
I don't hang out with a bunch of cultures, but I see them on TV,
Yeah.
and I'm always like fascinated when a dude can be straight and put his arm around another straight dude and it just be like chill for a long
Mm,
time.
mhm.
Chill. I mean, I ain't gonna tell your business. If you want to tell that story, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but it was when you told me that story about what happened with you. I was like freaked the fuck out. But
Yeah.
I was freaked the fuck out because that's how I was raised. I was raised to like get a quick little hug from Pop, maybe. Might even my dad might even dap me up. You know what I mean? And just keeping it real, man. Like men should be able to hug, and
Yeah.
men should be able to be close with each other without it meaning nothing but we are friends.
Yeah.
But it could mean so much more if we could get past that to where it's like, oh man, I love this dude, man. I need this dude. Like we need each other. Like, oh shit, like there's a bond that I'm missing when I can
Mhm.
just talk to a person on a consistent basis. That's just the homie. And like, man, women have it.
Yeah.
Women fucking got it. They fucking got it. They
Yeah.
be like, man, I'm finna go lay in this bitch bed and talk shit with this bitch for hours.
Yeah.
I'm finna hold hands with this bitch, and we finna make it through this motherfucking breakup with
Yep.
the ninth nigga this month. You know what I mean? Boy, a nigga just a nigga will have to suck it up. A nigga will have to suck it up, drink something, smoke something, fuck something, and then maybe at some point his homie might come and be like, "Yeah, my nigga, that's how you fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's how you get over it right there."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like we congrat. You know, we were talking this week about fucking catcalling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and those are the times when we get jovial with each other. And then it's still like punching each other in the chest, like,
Right.
man, you say something to her. You know, it's like, it's like we gotta be animals with each other, man.
Right.
And I love sometimes even how women. I know a lot of women from Texas who like support it, nurture that sort of mentality. They're like, yeah, that's how men should be. Men are rough. That's right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like have this stigma in their mind where if two men are hugging in any other way other than like this, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It better be you bring you here with it, nigga, you tight. You know what I mean? If man, it's in so many ways, it can go so far in another direction. So I'm not gonna take it in that direction. I'm just gonna say like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But like, yeah, man, I have to learn how to like do more than just like shake a brother's hand. You know what I mean? And that is just my journey. Like even when I hugged you when you left, like I felt weird. And it was just a regular nigga hug. You know, it was like a regular nigga hug, and I felt weird because it was like, you know how niggas hug. You know, niggas put their arms. It'd be like arm and chest.
Yeah.
And then arm and
Yeah.
back.
Right.
It ain't no hips.
Right.
It ain't no hips. It ain't
No
no
hips.
legs. It's
At most to be two thighs touching. Like
you should be able to fit a kid in between us. At least like a 9-year-old child should be able to fit in between you and the dude you hugging. You reach out, and if you need to flex on the dude just to let him know, like I can still fight. You know what I'm saying? Then you do, and then you let it go. And that was the hug. That was the hug, right? Like that literally that was the hug.
That was the hug. That is the hug.
And I felt weird. I was like, man, I just hugged the dude. Like that's how I am. So like I have to, man, I have to get over it, bro. I really do have to get over it. And in a lot of ways, I just, that's a bad way to be. But I think that comes from upbringing. My dad was a tough guy, and he was sweet though, man. At the same time, but it was more with words. My dad was a poet, and he was also an ex-football player who fought in Vietnam. So like he in the moments when he could be loving, it was beautiful and amazing. And it might be in the form of words, but it also might be a hug or like a hand on the shoulder, something like that. But oh man, I just almost cried just then. All right. What I was trying to say was I will tell this just like brief story, bro. Is like when my dad passed, I found his body. And that was so significant to me, not in a sad way, but it allowed me to hold his hand in a way that I had never held his hand before. So that I told that story to like, sort of let you know like where I'm coming from when I say that.
Yeah.
And so when I say that, like, that's where I am as a man, I'm still trying to learn how to be affectionate with other guys. I have male cousins and stuff and male homeboys, man, that I, can dap up and hug and be chill with. But like, it's always been a struggle for me because, man, my dad was a sharecropper, man, from Fort Valley, Georgia.
Wow.
And he just, he was just a tough dude. He went from that to playing football, and once he found that football was a ticket, he was almost in the NFL, and then he was in Vietnam right after that. And then after that, he came out, he wanted to be a cop. That's why my brother's a cop, I told you that story. So we supposed to be tough dudes, you know,
Tough
like
guys.
that's our journey. We tough. So I'm just an actor by default, you know. What I mean, like I was a nerd. I was the nerd of the families, but
That's so funny. Yeah, all my family is artists. They're all creative people.
I think that my family had the gifts because I definitely got it from them, but they were also the people that were like whatever it takes. They wanted a certain lifestyle, you know. My parents weren't gonna be poor to be artists.
Mm, mm,
They just weren't gonna. They were gonna have a, especially after they had me, you know. Nah, they were gonna have a nice house and nice cars, and I was gonna be dressed nice, and they were those parents.
Yeah, my dad, and my grandfather, and then I guess my dad's siblings were all entrepreneurs. So my grandfather was a carpenter contractor, and then he kind of, passed that skill on to all of his children. They would help him build houses, and then my dad, kind of to follow in his dad's footsteps, became a carpenter, started his own business, started to build furniture and build cabinetry and kitchens and all sorts of stuff like that. Um, and he had hurt his hand on the job, and that allowed us to get Social Security. Um, and so my dad was on Social Security, but then he started his own business on with the Social
Mm-hmm.
Security. So he was like,
Mm-hmm.
so he was kind of doing it all. Basically, that's where I get it from, um, and and just seeing him be a creative and exercise the ability to be able to go into a space and say, I want it to look like this, and then it looks like that. That was really powerful to me. That was a powerful skill, and so that was kind of what I picked up on. But interesting in talking about fathers and intimacy. Like my dad was my dad was always the cool guy in the church. Like so everybody liked him. He wasn't necessarily the pastor, but he's a great singer. So he always sang at the so singing in church kind of made him really popular among all the ladies and everybody in church. So my dad was
Right.
always around. My dad was the ladies' man in that sense, like the good church going deacon that everybody likes. He's attractive, and he has attractive kids, and like he's this celebrity guy in these small churches, right? It's not like there's a lot of people, like 200 people. um but uh Women always gravitated towards my dad, and then they would have like daughters, and I just had a lot of girlfriends, and and I was always more comfortable around girls because I wanted to be intimate with them. I grew up around. I had a lot of cousins and a lot of guy cousins, and we got to hang out all the time. So I had so many guy friends, but like hanging out with girls was something that like just didn't get to happen. So I was like, when I went to middle school, I was super excited about just girls. Like if girls wanted to be my friend, I was girls' friends. And then guys, I started to sense this macho thing, right? Like they didn't want to be like they like I told I told you when I was there, I had Beyonce or the Destiny's Child album. That was the first album I had ever heard straight through. And I'm here listening to this, and I'm like excited to show my friends, and like my guy friends are like, "What? We don't listen to shit like that." But my girlfriends are all like happy and excited about it. So I learned this weird at that point, like, oh, why do like guys are weird about shit? Like we can't just like shit just to like it. Um, it has to mean something. So
Yeah.
I learned very quickly that like I was comfortable with any level of not any level, not any level, but I was comfortable enough with my sexuality that I was comfortable being intimate with men, and not feeling weird about it. But because I knew that other men felt the opposite, I just never even really tried to have a bond with a male, in that sense. Because I'm like, it's just not, like, they're gonna think it's some other thing, and just not even, let me not even go in that direction. But I'm fine. Like, if somebody wants to, people used to always people still come and tell me secrets because they know, like, I'm not gonna talk shit. Like, they can come and tell me shit. And so I have a lot of friends that will come. Like, I had a lot of guy friends who would come and just, like, feel like they could, unleash whatever on me. And that always felt like a cool moment because I'm like, oh snap, this guy thinks that I am, like, he trusts me as a friend, and maybe we're a little bit closer as a result of that, of like breaking the what am I trying to, what is that, is it homophobia, is it
It's so many
toxic
different things, man.
masculinity?
It's so many different things, man. It because it. I think that the two things that you just named are branches on a fucking tree,
Mm.
and I think the tree trunk is white males. I'm so serious, man. I think the tree trunk is white American males, and from that has sprouted so many different fears about homosexuality and about, if you just, homosexuality is a tree and it has branches, right? Where does it belong? Because, and I feel like that white males have been hiding their homosexuality for so long that then they try to boost masculinity, right? So that they're hiding their homosexual thought by being like, fuck gays, and then they're secretly going home and fucking little boys and shit. You know what I mean? And that type of crap has negatively influenced men in so many different ways that when it comes to our culture, when it comes to black people, I feel like it's even worse in the South. But I could be wrong because sometimes I feel like, New York niggas too, like, hit you with that, like, this nigga gay in the mother, you know what I mean? Be like,
Mhm.
what? Like, and but then at the same time, I see a lot of New York guys too, super, like, fashion forward. And when you go too far into fashion, like, you can't be hollering about no gay shit with no tight ass pants on that come all the way up to your, your top of your ankles. Don't try that shit. But yeah, man, it's toxic masculinity, it's homophobia, it is self-hatred or like self-detriment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fear, it's bigotry, it's supremacy, it's like, and I don't mean to make it about race, but in particular, like, there are some people who just, like, believe that we are supreme and therefore anything outside of what we believe is not the thing. And so
Mm.
then they spread that hatred, and a part of that is a certain form of masculinity. We are like this, and
Mm.
anything outside of that is therefore gay, and therefore, I posted a picture of myself on Christmas, man, smiling a certain way, right? I looked at that picture and thought, Akron, you look gay.
Mm.
And that's my own crap to deal with. But then after I posted the picture, about 2 weeks later, here comes some 15-year-old white boy calling me a fag underneath that picture.
Mm.
And it threw me, man, how upset I got at that kid, and then
Mm.
upset with myself. And then I deleted the picture off Instagram. Like, I got, like,
Mm.
scared, like, oh my God, you look gay in a picture. How many people have thought that, Akron? And should have been smart and just not posted the stupid picture. Now you gotta post a self with a girl. Just post a nude with a chick. Or something. I don't know, man. Like, fix it. I got so I get so, man, I get so like, cause I'm in musical theater too, and I'm friends
Mm-hmm.
with gay guys, man. So, they not scared to be intimate, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then sometimes I'm in this position where it's like, well, is he gonna go too far? I shouldn't even be fucking thinking like that.
But no,
You know what
it's
I mean?
true because of what we just talked about, right? I totally understand the fear because
Oh my
I
god.
because the situation that I was in, I was hanging out with a friend that I trusted while my wife was away, hanging out with this friend, and he held me in a 45-minute embrace that I
Oh my god.
felt uncomfortable, getting out of. And like bro, I'm not interested in whatever it is that you want this to turn into. That's not what this is about. So I totally understand the fear. Like, and I also want to say that too. This is great because that's what playing the devil's advocate is all about. Is that there's two sides to every story, right? And
Right.
and um, you know, there is a legitimacy to the fear of men taking their sexuality too far, right? That is a legitimate fear, and it's not just a fear that men have, it's a fear that women have. It's a fear that everybody has, that men can take their sexuality a little too far. So it's it sucks that a lot of times we want to just be like, oh, that's just homophobia, or that's just toxic masculinity, because like, yes and no. Like, there are guys that will try to, like, they don't stop. They will not stop. They will stop at nothing to get whatever it is that they want. Gay, straight, whatever you want to call them. Uh, and and it's a difficult issue to deal with. It's not a straightforward, definitely not a straightforward solution to the problem. I think the most straightforward solution is self work. Everybody needs to read some self help books. We've shouted out Jen Sincero on here. Check out You Are a Badass, the entire canon of You Are a Badass books. She has You Are a Badass, the first How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Live an Awesome Life. You Are a Badass at Making Money, and You Are a Badass Every Day. And then I also think she just came out with a book. I'm not sure what the name of that book is, but I'm telling you, this woman is phenomenal. I've heard her speak. She's the real deal, man. Uh, and I just think that it's really important that people look at themselves, because the line between good and evil crosses every human heart. It's not you versus them, you versus somebody else. No, good and evil is right here. It starts with you. And if you can't manage to get all of your own negative qualities, your own vices under control, then what business do we have telling others that they need to get their lives under control?
Oh my gosh, man. Damn. Where did that come from? Jesus.
I don't know.
Jesus. Who are you talking to? Who
I
hurt
don't
you?
know. Everybody, the world.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that being said, you want to talk about women now? You want to do flavor of the week? Want to pull out one of our vices now?
Let's do the flavor of the week, baby.
Yo, it's the flavor of the week. It's the flavor of the week. Man, that girl is bad. Flavor of the week, baby.
Yes, yes, yes. Flavor of the week. This is personally my favorite segment of the week. Just not because it is probably the only one we do consistently, but it's because I just love the ladies, man. I love ladies. I love women. I've been fascinated by women since I discovered them. Since I discovered that Eve was my opposite. All right. So, Act, you got your flavor for the week. You want to tell the people what's your flavor?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because you was talking about the Grammys or whatever, so I chose Beyonce.
Aw,
Because
snap.
I chose Beyonce because she's on the list of most Grammys. She's got 24.
Mm.
And to be honest, I don't listen to her music that much because I'm still dealing with being with my toxic masculinity. But there are some pretty pictures of her right now on her Instagram um, for Ivy Park, which is her brand on with Adidas. I mean, this woman has done so much just from making good music, bro. And she went from making good music to just like being good at a lot of stuff to just like being a good person, we found out, and like a good wife and good mom. Like, she's killing the game. And she does all that stuff, and then out of nowhere she'll go back and do what she did best and just like drop another Grammy just hot ass album. So that's my flavor of the week. Hot ass
Hey,
Beyonce.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, see, yeah, that's how I want to be, man. I want to be like Beyonce. Real talk. Like, I want to be like Beyonce and Jay-Z. The way that they are running shit right now,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's the wave, man. Like,
yeah.
honestly, when people talk about needing representation in movies and in all types of shit, representation all over, I'm like, I got Jay-Z, Beyonce, Will Smith, Jada, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. Like, I don't need no more representation than that, son. I know exactly what I want to do with my life. I know that it's possible. I'm getting it done.
I mean, that's a good list. That's a good list. I will say that, but I also feel like they have produced in my lifetime so many good people, like you.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Will Smith produced you. I feel like Chloe and Halle are direct descendants of Beyonce. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I don't even know how many women Oprah has like cultivated. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And it's continuing to cultivate under her
Mm.
wing. So yeah,
My wife,
I
Gabrielle, man.
I feel like they are producing people on a consistent basis, and so like, yo, man, I'm learning from the best. But I do not listen to Beyonce music, man. So like, all this talk we having about toxic masculinity, man. I got to go check out all her. I'm gonna listen to them back to back. You gonna call me one day. I'm gonna be crying because literally a woman just had to convince me to watch Black is King because I was like, I don't mess with Beyonce.
Mm.
And Black is King ain't just Beyonce. Like, that's for
Right.
all of us, man.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
talking about crying, man. I was like, just like right hand up, just like fist up. So yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta discover all that good music. All I know is what comes on the radio. So I'm excited.
Nice. My flavor of the week is somebody that I got the pleasure of knowing since 2009 when we shared a social psych class at SMU, Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. And man, this woman stole my heart from the day she walked in. Yo, we talking about ophomia, halamesca. What's going on? Foamy. Yeah, so Ophomia is an amazing actress, musician, writer. She's doing all kinds of stuff. She just moved out to LA and she is killing the game. She's just stunning. Just look at her, man. Look at just marvel at the beauty. Marvel at the natural beauty. Ethiopian beauty. Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes. So we actually were talking to Afomia this week about working with us on some part of our release party. Mm. Um, you were talking about wanting to have her DJ, so we were thinking about, what I'm saying, getting her to play. She's so amazing. I was hoping I could find any of her music, but
Oh, does she sing?
yeah, absolutely. Oh, here she is.
Um,
Her Starbucks commercial.
oh, nice.
Hey.
Mm, I have not seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
I do not watch enough TV. I missed this. What? Come on, for me.
Killing the game.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Fomia were acting acting class majors in oops.
Who is that beauty?
That was my lovely lady. All right, bring it back to okay. And we are back. Um yeah, Fomi I truly fell in love with her, man. I tried to date her all 4 years of college. All 4 years of college, she turned me down. But no, me and Fomi are really great friends. We've maintained friendship over the years, and it was really nice getting to reconnect with her. With you, man. Like, what was that experience like for you in terms of like seeing, like knowing a Fomia through me, but then like for the first time getting to hang out with her?
um, man, it was a lot for me. Because she is really attractive,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm really really single, and I'm on this thing of like so that was all on my mind. But at the same time, there was an energy about the two of you that was like so clear that it was like, man, even if I wanted to flirt right now, these people haven't seen each other in years, and they, like y'all's bond is so palpable. So I was really sort of like jealous that y'all were like vibing. I was jealous of y'all's vibe, and then I was, I can't have the same vibe with your wife. So then I'm just sitting there like, so it was just a whole thing. I was just on some just, I was just, I was just on some.
You
I was
know.
smiling so I wouldn't cry.
Yo, you know what's so funny is that like I felt like I didn't see that at all. I didn't read any of that energy. I was reading like, oh wow, like it's such a positive vibe. Like it's so clear that these four people are connected, are so we're just like, wow, we rolling off of each other. This is cool. Then we started talking about how this could be a sitcom. We brought out the fucking photos and shit. Like I want y'all to see these photos, man. Look at the
two other people hit me up today and was like, "This is a sitcom."
yo, look at these photos, y'all. Tell me this ain't. Tell me this ain't. Look at these. Look at these people.
Look at these.
Look at these people, man. So yeah, oh yeah, and that's us rehearsing. But but yeah, man, when you see like just this energy, is like so. It was just so good, man, to be there. We're in LA, and like, and it sucked to like to think like, oh shit, we're all of our family is in Dallas, going through hell, and we out here experiencing all of this vibrancy and color, you know, smoking
Yeah,
weed and
I thought about that when I posted today. I was like, "Oh man, this is not right." And then I called my mom and realized that like I'm sort of going through it with her too. Like as much as I want to be there, man, and like yeah, I pray for them and think about them every day. My Texas people are going through, my guy. I mean, you're there now. But we were here chilling. We were here
facts.
chilling. I mean, not even really just chilling. We was working too, but it was like we was working and but let's not even talk about it because I don't want to piss nobody off. I don't want to piss nobody off.
Oh,
But
ain't nobody
yeah,
get.
man. It was great to see Ophomia, man, because like I do remember us going out together and her just having like the best energy ever, and for her to come back around and have that same energy was lit, and yeah, it just felt like we was back in the house off of
Off of
whatever
Ross.
street that was,
Ross.
off of Ross, off, off of Ross Ave,
Yo, I still have
close to
dreams of
Mississippi.
buying that whole street, man, and turning that into like dope ass little
Bruh,
section
don't
of town.
worry. Someone has done that, man. Dallas is on fire right now. Someone has bought that block,
Well,
bruh.
I will
Bro.
be buying it back from them.
Hey, it's gonna be worth 10 times what it was. So good luck, man.
Word.
Good luck. Good luck with that. But
That man. So for
but yeah,
the
man, we worked on.
no, go ahead.
I, no, I was just trying to figure out when we were gonna talk about this album, man. So we
Yeah,
could,
yeah, that was you
kind of.
read my mind. That's exactly what I was saying. So like we we got 15 minutes, left of the show, and we wanted to just let people know what we got going on, bro. Like, how you feeling about what we've been creating, man?
I feel like as I get closer to it, bro, that perfectionist is starting to come out in me. And I think that that's good. I think that what we've made is good. And I'm excited for people to hear it, man. I'm loving the transition that we both are making as men turning into whatever new phase of men we're about to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to show, I feel like, in our music, and we got some songs from 2016 just to be like, y'all remember this? For
Mm-hmm.
the people who, been listening to our music then.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yo, man, just the vibes is just like starting to feel really good.
Yeah.
And it's fun, man. It's fun music. Um, and it's some important songs that and just the whole way we're laying it out. I'm trying not to say too much.
No, say as much as you want, man. Say as much as
Well,
you
I'll
want.
say this. I'll say this. I feel like when we met, we weren't smoking and drinking as much. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And well, you weren't smoking and drinking at all. Let me say that. And I was doing it for a completely different reason than I would do it now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, smoking and drinking is not something that I do all the time. It's something that I do to sort of like, ground myself or like let some stuff go. It's in its place now. It's not. I'm not kicking it and just to be smoking it. It's like, nah, I had a long day. I'm about to sit down, smoke this, and watch this show. Or I'm at this bar. I'm a little nervous because I want to talk to these ladies. Let me have a little drink so I can get
Yeah.
myself together.
Right.
Then I'm gonna go talk to these ladies or whatever. So for Purple Backpack to exist and to be as like fun yet fire as it is, man,
Yeah.
that means something now to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus back in the day when it would have just been like, ooh, I like to smoke, yeah, ooh, oh, ooh, or whatever the hell that would have been. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
now it's
Yeah.
like now Purple Backpack means like, nah, man, like, what it's a line in there. It's like it's earn chill when the hustle is real.
Mm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that was it's I earned the right to have a song like Purple Backpack.
Right.
And so I love being real, man. I love how real you and your wife are. That's what makes y'all family. And so I can't wait to just like give them a dose of this reality. On top of that, now we got people coming to film our album, like
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. So I'm excited, man. I was writing on the way here, writing a little bit more to um we got the one great vegan on. We got we got that one
Yeah.
queen vegan on. Coming with a hit though. With a hit though, like a hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much so that I've been avoiding, recording today my verses, I'm like, man, I'm about to go record my stuff, and I'm like, nah, you need to get back in the studio with her and feel her vibe, so you don't just go crazy, because you know me, I'll go crazy on the song. And that's the thing too, is I think people just like people, okay, because we talking about it now. I'm talking about it now on the surface level and not going deep. But like, we artists, man. Like, we artists, like the reason that this show even looks so good is because Ace is an artist. You know what I mean? Like, he might awkwardly find his way to a hit. That'd be the crazy thing too, is, bro, I don't be knowing where you be going with your music sometime, man. You be like, no, do this. And I'll be like, why? Like, that don't sound right in my head. It doesn't sound right. But then you also got the mixing and the mastering stuff down too. So, like, and we gonna be a work in progress forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be a work in progress forever. I'm gonna be a 9 forever.
Yeah.
And so, like, this album will go back. Some songs could get like easily like considered for some type of like, I mean, definitely radio play, but like, I don't mind winning an award for some of these songs. I'm just saying, I don't mind winning an award for some of these songs. But we gonna look back and be like, man, where did we think we was gonna go from that first album? Like, where did we? Because this one is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like, this one is. I mean,
yeah.
I will say though that as I listen to our music, I'm like, it's different, it's weird, it's fun, but it's not like global yet. I can't wait to start incorporating some global aspects into our music. I think that we're being really well. We got some African stuff in there, of course, but like, I'm excited to, because I think that is a part of building a. We talked about it, man. About getting the Russian fan base, the
Chinese fan base,
Australian fan base,
yeah,
all that. So like, we also need to listen to their hip hop and listen to their. And I'm excited for that, to not know what's being said, but to feel the grooves and feel the. I don't speak none of them languages, but
yeah, I think
I'm trying to get that vibe though.
Yeah, I think that's what's really exciting about our new found like work ethic. Like, the fact that we're working on this album, I feel like this album is getting created from a place of like, what are your ideas? What ideas do you have that you just want to get out? Once this album is knocked out of the park, when we start, because we'll still be making music, obviously we never stop making music, but when we start working on that next set of music, because we've done this so well, we're gonna be like, oh, okay, where can we go? What sounds are we gonna? Where? How can we really push the envelope with the sounds that we were really obsessed with from this album? How can we push them for the next album? Like, I'm excited for the next shit that we create, because for me, like, right now, this shit that we're creating now feels all of the ideas that were kind of on backlog, we're just like, let's throw them all out, let's put them all out. But then the next things that we create is like, okay, we've done the throwing out already, we've thrown out all the ideas, now let's actually curate some really powerful from some powerful content. But
I want to talk.
go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I liked what you said about Purple Backpack, and how like the song would have been so much different back in the day, especially because I feel like my abstinence from drugs and alcohol and sex helped me to develop this gratitude for all of those things, and a level of appreciation where I can now actually write I can fully write about it, as opposed to being like, let's say I was writing 10 years ago when we met, I'm writing about drugs and alcohol because I'm doing drugs and alcohol, but I'm not a fully fledged human being. I haven't gone through all the things I've gone through. I haven't been in a successful relationship yet. Um, and now I'm trying to write about drugs and alcohol. I feel like it would be so shallow. And now we're at
Yeah, it
this
comes from a
place
different
where
place.
we can talk about anything we want to talk about. Anything we want to talk about can be like a layer of dynamicism can be added into it, and profundity that we bring because of how much knowledge we've gained over the years. And so because I think it's funny, like, Gabrielle would say, throughout the whole course of the 2 weeks we were there, like, she'd be like, I can't believe you guys are putting that on the album when, that just started off as a joke. Me and Ace just started saying that as a joke, and this was as a joke. And it's like, well, yeah, like the ideas kind of start off as just little fun rhythms in the real world, but then because we're such complex beings, and you and I, Akron, are very profound writers. Like, we can take those very silly concepts and inject so much uh, layering and dynamic into it.
Yeah, so it's like a cool way to look at like the smallest situations. It's just like you take the
Mm-hmm.
smallest things, which are just like the rhythms of y'all's life. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like that's what I like about the songs y'all make up, because it's like it's a song based on like whatever whatever song was being sung in your life. It's kind of like, I need this thing, I need this thing, I need this thing, I need this thing, it
Yeah,
comes from that. and
yeah.
and that's not a joke, like, and within that is this like idea that y'all are staying on rhythm, that y'all are on beat with your lives.
Mm.
And um and and so I'm down to be in rhythm, I'm down to be in tune, I'm down to be like, ha 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 ha. I love it so much. I love it so much that, like, when them songs start and we get to recording, I really feel like every time we do that, every time we're like playing around, or I'm like, this could be the hit, this could be it, this
Mm-hmm.
could be it. Every time I'm just like singing and trying to record. So yeah, no, and I don't even take it like too like seriously, right? Like, I know that some people think like, oh, I know that some people could think it's and hear that and be like, oh, you're taking it so seriously. It's just music, just have fun. But we are having fun within it. It's like, this is fun to me, is being like, how can I take this minuscule thing of smoking weed sometimes and make it like impactful for a million. It's like Kendrick Lamar and the
Mm-hmm.
first song that he dropped. You know what I mean? It was like, what was it? Something about drinking or something like that. And it was like
Swimming pools.
swimming pools. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that shit was fucking classic. That
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
classic, dope song. You know, even though I don't remember it, because that's not because it wasn't classic or dope. It was because of me. That's my
Well,
brain. Don't.
there's lots of information in the world, man. There's lots of to digest.
So I think so I'm excited. I'm excited, man, about our music. I think that, like I said, next album is gonna be, it's like you said, it's gonna be more about what's currently happening within
Mm,
our lives.
mm,
Not just our points of view. I think we have a lot of like points of view with this album, but like you
mm,
said, I think that we're rehashing our relationship, and so what they're getting is sort of a rehashed relationship of us and our ideas.
mm,
I just keep thinking about the pandemic, man, and I keep thinking about race relations, and I'm like,
mm,
I'm gonna have to talk about it in some type of
mm,
way, and I think because I was avoiding music, this album is a bit of an avoidance from some topics.
mm.
So it's gonna be cool and it's gonna be fun and y'all gonna freaking love it. But I'm not gonna go in on y'all the way I might go in on y'all next album. I might have to do a little side mixtape about the
Right.
pandemic, and
Word.
just drop some Wayne type shit about
Yeah. Like 5 or 6
because
songs or some shit.
Man, we hit 500,000 deaths today, man. That made me feel some type of way. So, you know,
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that musically.
Word. Let's do it, man. Let's make it happen. So you say you about to hit an event tonight? Where you headed?
I want to say this dude's name right, so I'm gonna look him up real quick. He's a homie, but he got an interesting last name. His name is Michael. That's not the interesting part. It's Fukunaga. Fukunaga. Yeah, Michael Fukunaga. So Michael Fukunaga, I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, he probably gonna kill me tonight. But he's having his birthday party tonight, man, here in LA, in Malibu, in Santa Monica, So it's like my first little Santa Monica get together. The pandemic is still real, so we're gonna be masked up on a balcony of some sort. Okay. No, it's it's actually like a. I shouldn't even say the name of the restaurant. I ain't trying to get people to like go rush.
Nah, yeah, I feel you.
I mean, he's sort of he's sort of like a big deal. He's if you heard the name before, he's a big deal. But he's a young dude also too. So I think this is like his 24th, 25th birthday. But
oh wow, cool.
Yeah, I'm about to go hang with him, man, and just like celebrate his birthday, man. Shout out if he's watching or listening, or if you know Michael, send him a text, man. Works big in Funimation, and I mean, he created Dumb Good. He's one of the creators of man, I could go down this list. The Love Pit, Heroes, Villains brand. He's got like a clothing line. He's got the voiceover game. I think he's just like a young rich dude, man, making moves in Dallas and LA. Apparently, he's been here for a month doing something secret that he doing something secret he ain't even told me about. So I'm excited to go kick it with him and see what other young celebrity socialite people are gonna be there.
Hey, that's what's up. Yo, yeah. So what would you say, just before we end the show, what would you say is your primary tactic for making a Grammy nominated album?
Do what Beyonce does. I don't. Do follow Beyonce. I think.
All right.
I mean, she's from Houston, man. I'm from Texas. I'm from Dallas. We both from Texas. Like, I feel like I'm gonna find the inspiration somewhere between Beyonce and Travis Scott. To just make me some Grammy. No shade to the Dallas artists, man, but Houston has been on fire for years. They've been winning the Grammys. Erykah Badu been winning Grammys too, though. So follow the greats, man. That's my advice.
Follow the greats.
Follow the greats. Erykah Badu, Beyonce, all these names that I'm naming. It's a reason that they popular. It's a reason that they win Grammys. Reason we love them. I'm gonna listen to them and let them sort of infuse themselves into my already soulful, sort of pops, very hip hop, southern Pimp C, UGK sort of vibe.
Word. I'm gonna be following Tobe Nwigwe and J. Cole and Drake. And I feel like all the names we've mentioned, those vibes are on this album. All those vibes are on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. A little bit of.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been so real to have y'all here for another week of the Devil's Advocate. We here episode 8. Oh, Ack, we said we got to come up with a song every time, right? You remember what the song was?
I thought she was going to. That was the idea, but I was like, trying to get at to her.
All right, but next time we're gonna have a song for y'all, and it'll be prepared and all that.
And I think we should do it at the top of the show. Let's do it at the top of the show.
Absolutely. Well, y'all, this has been episode 8. Another week of making the best cases for the guiltiest pleasures. You're here with Ace Anderson and Akron Watson. I'm so excited to have y'all here. We'll see you next time when we release our album March 16th. All right, y'all. Oh shit.